Okay, we got 6 people in here. Can you all hear me? Is the audio fine and such? What are your current expectations? Who are really behind this party? Well, I don't know, but soon we will. And if you have any questions, keep them in the Twitch chat or in the DGP server. In last case scenario, you can post it in the main server, but I won't be looking there too much. Okay, now got it working. So let's look back at the last week and what has happened and what all of this is about. How do we come to this point? Okay, there it is. The Socialist Revolutionary Party's manifesto. So this was posted earlier today by me, and no, I'm not the head of the party, and everyone suspects that, but no, it's actually not. As you saw the day before yesterday, Papagetti, or whatever his name is, from DAO also posted an announcement, the first one, public announcement from this party, and what both him and me had gotten was the PMs from some shady types that wanted us to announce their party to the public and not themselves for some reason. And what I suspect, and some others have suspected, is that they are pretty high-ranking defectors from existing parties. Names that have been mentioned are Celestials, I don't think the IFP was, but DAO, the UP, those were mentioned. So there was also some speculation that this would be a pro-war split of the Union of the People, since they were so pacifist, so they went on a more revolutionary, socialist, pro-war path. I don't know, that may be the case, but let's look through the manifesto and see if we can have some clues over this. And later we will have the actual party leader, who I'm still waiting on to get online, but well, let's look through the manifesto until then. If you have any comments, not that I have much answers, but feel free to ask them. Okay, I guess, Haldir, if you want to do it, I can invite you on and you can read it on air, then we can do the leader invite and that, if you want to. Okay, Haldir, you're unmuted, feel free to go.
One sec, let me get the stream. So, it was me after all. Oh wait, no, it wasn't. I forgot it wasn't me. Right, no, it's definitely not me. But, so am I reading? I was just sort of making a joke implying that you can read, but I can read it if you really want me to. Right. Are we going for my typical Dutch soothing tones? Are we going for I'm a socialist that wants to take over the world, or I'm a polite British gentleman? What are we going for here?
Do whichever style you feel fits the most.
An Australian with a terrible Australian accent? I can do that very well.
Yeah, sure, go on, for the sake of it.
Right, one sec, let me just practice. I can't mute myself for some reason. Why are my hotkeys not working? The Central Committee hereby announces that the creation of the party to the public. Our party has been created to break apart the Democraciv status quo. The current political situation is massively simplifying the political spectrum and is wasting a lot of potential. We have warmongers who want quick action and rewards, as well as secular peace advocates who prefer slow and diplomatic progress. I don't know, I've gone Yorkshire. Right, we'll go with York, we'll go with Northern. And in between we have very little. We also lack a proper left-wing party. By creating the Socialist Revolutionary Party, we hope to get the middle ground between peace and war, get supporters from all sides, attract new players, and give our fellow socialists the home they deserve. Our policy stances are as follows. Socialist, we want radical equality and abolishment of exploitative capitalist and feudal systems. We will shift the role of production to benefit the people and not the upper classes. We've gone Scottish. We're going further north. We will make reforms to give power back to the people and away from the elites. There will be universal healthcare, pensions, free education, and basic income for every Chinese citizen. We will spread our way of life and thinking across the world. This can happen either through diplomacy, demands, or by intervention. We will not rest until the old elites are gone, the new order safe, and the people's needs are met. We will not simply trade away. We've gone Russian. Trade away our ideology and humanity to keep the status quo safe. Any deal with the party must give the people something in return. We are not pacifists nor warmongers. We simply believe in the liberation of mankind's chains. We will not accept the oppression of foreign peoples by other states. If war is the cure, we will take it to ensure the free and just lives of people everywhere. No oppressor can feel safe if the SPI gets to decide. The Chinese economy must benefit its people. We will make improvements to the standard of living and employment opportunities. No longer can the bureaucrats force you to be a farmer for all generations to come. Free education for every Chinese man, woman, and child to enable them to achieve their dream profession. Stance on governance. Is that right? China must be and always will remain a democracy. We do not accept authoritarian attempts to seize power, either through an emperor or a ministry with too much power in their hands.
Haldir, why are you saying this in a Russian accent?
It started out as Australian, alright? We want a large assembly with as many representatives as possible to make decisions. Nearly any form of a ministry is standing in the way of that goal. Therefore, we advocate for the complete abolishment of such power structures. We advocate for parliamentary systems with additional parliamentary seats or similar legislation preserved. Oh god, this is a long manifesto. We're gonna have to switch it up again. Who pinged me? Right, we're going back to Australian. The party will gladly work alongside the Union of the People as we share the same democratic principles and values. Although we do not condemn the ideology of the Iron Union and the glorious Chinese Party, we do believe in their desire to liberate other civilizations can be repurposed for the global spread of socialism. We also believe there's certain elements of these parties supporting our goals. We bloody doubt you. We like the idea of loud and informed in their helpful role in the game. We will reach out to all parties for cooperation and make new alliances and friendships. That's simply not only war and peace related. God, this thought goes on. Stance on religion. China is a secular country and must allow freedom of religion, but never stand for the authoritarian tendencies of organized religion. Right. Yeah, it's done, Ken.
Okay, so for the last 5 minutes I actually got it working on screen and you didn't have to do that.
Wow. You didn't tell me?
It was all going so fine.
It was. You're in a Russian accent, okay? Calm down.
And yes, Angus, I'm fine.
Yeah, I read the manifesto, but who's behind the party?
Yeah, who's behind the party? Spill the beans, RB.
Okay, but you will have to leave and then the leader have to come on, okay?
Oh, wait, what?
Well, mute ourselves again.
Yeah, mute yourself.
Okay.
So, to recap, we got a parliamentary, anti-ministry, pro-democracy, socialist, sort of midway between war and not war, something. Yeah, weird. So, anyway, we got the leader coming on right now, and yeah. I can give some hint that the messages that I have been getting to post this in the main server and such have been coming from members of Union of the People, just to confirm that. And yeah, so let's bring on the leader. So here I bring on party chairman Mother Sniper 44, which is the new leader of our newest party, and who is new and hasn't been here before, and is making a concentrated effort to yeah, well, turn around the politics of Democraciv to make it more left-leaning, to make it more democratic, and to break apart the War and Peace split. Unfortunately, he's running late, so but in the meantime I can announce that all of this has been a ploy, and I'm the actual party chairman, and I'm defecting to the Socialist Revolutionary Party, and glory to the motherland and socialism. Yeah, it was all unexpected, wasn't it? Okay, you're unmuted, we can discuss it. Okay, no one had a comment, and I even tricked Retro.
No. I thought, okay. Well, didn't I say when you told me that, hey, okay.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna defect to the Socialist. By now, you should have somehow realized it was Harvey. I don't believe that anybody.
Haldir, stop, please stop. Harvey, you know what this means, right?
I'm a traitor and a hypocrite.
Well, yes, also, you're getting kicked. No. I'm not, no, I'm kidding. I'm just gonna strip you of all your roles.
Expect a full version of Wonderwall, but then with edited lyrics by sometime next week.
Crap, I need to fix some, roles for a second. Roles.
Right, so who have you actually got with you, RB, or is it just you? It's just you, isn't it?
Well, I said there was going to be some top high-ranking defections pretty soon, and I'm going to keep my word. It may not happen right away, but it's gonna happen. Definitely.
Well, as you leave the Iron Union, we just got a new member.
Well, that's good for you, but I don't hold the Iron Union in very high regard anymore. I think it's a stagnating party that hasn't grown for a while, and that is lucky to get people to vote, because otherwise it would be pretty irrelevant.
Well, true.
Today is gonna be the day. Alright.
Let's face it, yeah, it has stagnated a bit, but hey, new people are coming in. Okay, we have new blood. We can continue doing this, okay? For a second, okay. When you told me that you're going for
is RB not gonna get impeached, or are you gonna resign? Give your seat to some.
No, RB's gonna write it out, and then he's gonna not run anymore.
Wait, what do you say? Me impeaching me? What? No, please, don't. Not again.
No. So, RB, you've been stripped of all your roles as Stealth Founder and Legionary and Visitor.
Oh no, I'm losing Legionary. What a terrible loss. How can I deal with this? It's a tragedy.
Absolutely nothing.
How are we gonna spam the IFP server with my ults now?
I think I got banned for the IFP after that. Okay, there you go. No, that was stupid. Alright, like when you told me, hey look, I'm gonna leave, but not, because let me explain how this happened. Harvey is like an officer. Like we have an officer chat for like higher ups, and he's like, "Hey, I want to tell you guys that I'm leaving Democraciv, but not without a big bang." And then he was like, "Alright, I'm gonna form a new party, and if it doesn't take off, I'm leaving. And even if it does take off, I'm leaving." So, yeah.
I think it's just gonna be, it's gonna flail and burn and die. My song about it is gonna be more well remembered than it.
My God. Anyway, it was like, alright, like he knew, like he got nothing he wanted to do done. There were a lot. He's been through a lot. I understand why he wants to leave. And then it's like, as a joke, I say, "Hey, are you gonna found the Communist Party?" And he's like, "No, but keep watching. It's weird." Okay. Then he's post that image saying, "Hey, if you want to know more about this new party, come to my live stream. I knew like you were behind it, okay?" Like it was quite obvious once you came out saying, "Hey, the new leader's gonna come into my podcast. That it's gonna be you."
Nobody ever joins your podcast. There've been whole episodes where it's just you. I don't know. I never really check in anymore.
I think it has, but he has like a few guests here and there.
I have some word rewriting to do.
Yeah. My God.
Well, I have to say that this announcement stream has actually more viewers than the gameplay streams from the ministry has. And I don't think that's pretty sad.
Kinda is, but whatever.
And awesome. So, yeah. Why did this happen? Why did I create the party? All the UC drama stuff. I've been thinking about this for 1 week perhaps, and
you had the thought for a while, like you wanted to leave.
Yeah.
So,
I wasn't gonna stay in the Iron Union beyond this term, regardless. So next term I was gonna found this party, but I thought, well, why wait? The parliamentary amendment to the constitution was my final serious effort to try to change the game, and surprisingly it got more support than I expected. 5 people, including you, Retro, and Haldir, I think. No? Did you have supported Haldir? And yeah, it's
sorry,
fine.
Support
for the parliamentary amendment.
Oh no, it's terrible. No, I don't think it's ever gonna pass.
No, I didn't expect
too
it
many
to
Americans.
pass the parliament, and if it passed, I don't think it would pass a vote. People are simply too... yeah, they would miss the ministry, and they wouldn't know what to do without it, and yeah, American and their executive powers. Therefore, I from now on put my faith in Haldir, can you believe it, and his president amendment. Would you talk about it somewhat?
Sure thing, Bobby. So basically, rather than going for a completely Mark II system, which is what we're currently based on, or what RB is talking about, which is the parliamentary system, I felt we should take some of the elements of Mark III, which it's difficult to dissect Mark III because people generally try to generalize and say everything about Mark III was terrible. Let's never do anything that was in Mark III ever again. That was like the biggest opposition I faced to this. So I've created a system where there are still checks and balances, but it all gets a little bit more complicated. And the main idea I wanted as part of it was a bigger check is competition between parties rather than competition between branches of government. Because although competition between branches of government is in a real democracy works to a certain degree and is useful in some parts debatably, In Democraciv, it's much more fun to have an argument based on ideological lines than based on who gets to play the game, which, if it's the ministry or the legislature that has more power, which from what I hear, I wasn't there in Mark II. In Mark II was the legislature that has lots more power. In Mark 4, it's definitely the executive who people seem to are pointing to, saying they're the one calling all the shots. So I've sort of created a system where the ministers sort of they're basically the scapegoat of the president. So the president appoints ministers, and if something goes wrong, the president the legislature removes the ministers if they don't like them, and then the president has to appoint somebody new. But I created the president to try and be a position which you have to work together. Either you have to have a complete majority, and if somebody had a complete majority in democracy, my system would not work. I completely acknowledge that. But I think we've got a fairly healthy multi-party system where it's not going to devolve into a two-party system or two coalition blocks. I think we've got enough moderate parties for that not to happen. So then the president has to be chosen by parties working together, because otherwise, how are you ever going to get a majority? And if you don't have the president, you can't appoint the ministers. So I would suspect parties to work together, and then making a deal where one of the biggest party potentially gets the president and like 2 ministers, and the rest get like 1 minister each, and then everybody has some power, and they can all choose the ministers which they would personally like the most. But then the legislature is the check on these people, because you could elect the president together and get the ministers, but then still disagree on certain other parts. So for instance, you might say the Union of the People and the DAO work together and get the president somehow together with like the Progressive Union or whatever, and then the Union of the People minister is like Minister of Foreign Affairs, and the DAO party disagrees with him. We could then have a separate arrangement where in the legislature we vote for a bill that forces that minister to do something different. So you have sort of this two-tiered system where parties have to work together to try and get influence in the ministry, but then that is not the be-all and end-all where they have to keep working together forever. They can then work together with other parties in the legislature. Now, concerning the veto, I didn't really know, because lots of people like the veto as it is currently. My question is that because of the system that we've got, which is based on an American system, or is that because people generally like the veto? Now, originally what I thought it would be was basically a constitutional monarchy veto, where technically kings and queens can veto any bill, but then they just basically get removed from power, and then the country ends the monarchy. I wanted something similar to that, but less drastic. So if a president doesn't like a bill, he can veto it, but then the legislature then has the complete right to impeach him if they want. But then if the legislature is trying to pass a really bad bill still, because there is no veto overturning in this system, the legislature would have to pass the bill again. A new president would be elected, the legislature would pass the bill again, and then if this another new president still didn't like the bill, he'd have to veto it again, he'd get impeached. So you have to sacrifice your political career to try and block a bill. So blocking of bills will become something you only do in the last possible thing you can do. I think veto overturning might still be in there. These are the things I haven't quite completely refined. Do we put veto overturning in? Do we not put it in?
Personally, my idea, like, if you want to go the presidential route, is I'm trying to think. Fold the ministry into the legislature, make it bicameral, so that the ministry acts like the Senate in the United States, but not really, because the ministry is more based on the Virginia plan, if you know U.S. history, where the ministry is elected by the legislature and can be removed by the legislature at any time. So if the ministry blocks bills, they could just remove them. It's really easy. So my idea is sort of like that, and then you could elect a president, a vice president, or something like that, and they just play the game.
Yeah.
or the idea of playing the game falls on the Speaker of the House?
Yeah, I think what you then get the trouble of is everybody sort of being forced into this one avenue for basically everybody having to go into the legislature to try and get things done, which isn't always the best way to complete things, because certain parties will just not have people who want to be in the legislature. For instance, like Wes never wants to be in the legislature, so then you'd say, yeah, we have to elect him as minister. I'd like a system like that, but I think my system it's not a perfect compromise. I certainly don't think it's that, but it hovers closer to the middle than a bicameral system or a parliamentary system. That it keeps some of the things which people like, which, for instance, a veto, even if it is mostly ceremonial. Yeah, I do have to go though, because I was originally just going to pop in for like 10 minutes and hear about this party, but I've been here way too long. So
yeah,
bye.
About this president parliamentary system, of course my first choice is a parliamentary system, but I don't think, unless we get a new mark, we can't get that passed. So therefore I endorse, if it's balanced and if it's well, you can recall the president and so on, and if yeah, I think I don't like a president system, but I think it's better than the current system. So therefore I support at least the latest version I saw of Haldir's bill.
Oh.
Wow. I only just read this chat. People wanted me to go push English.
My God.
Okay, so if anyone wants to, they can just jump into request a role and in the DGP server and jump into this voice chat. And see you next time, Haldir.
Wait. One more question before I go. Where are you from, RB? Are you Swedish? Because like I thought you would like lived in Indonesia.
I'm Indonesian, Korean speaking Portuguese in Thailand.
You keep
Wait,
changing
what?
your answer.
Yeah, that's
You
not
keep
what
changing your answer every time
See you.
anybody asks.
I'm changing my lore and my background changes every week.
If I become the head of the Gentry of Investigation, this is going to be my first line of questioning.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Where is
send the
Arby
spooks
from?
after me.
Yeah. I'll have you subpoenaed.
Oh,
Right,
I'm so
bye.
scared.
My God. Anyway, hey Angus.
Hello. Well, this is interesting. Definitely.
One in, one out, one in. Fun.
The IU's definitely going to be a different place.
Well, yes and no. Yes, because we don't have our party whip around. And no, because it's still gonna be the IU. I don't know.
Yeah, but if you lose an influential member of a party, then it's not the same party.
True.
It's similar in almost every way. But we're gonna need a new legislature.
To be honest,
yeah.
the Iron Union is pretty much me, Joe, and Retro, and then sometimes it's Arch, and the rest are just voting.
Hello?
Calm down, Arby.
Oh! I
Calm
forgot.
down, Arby.
Angus also votes.
Do you want me to go start my own party?
No, please don't. We already lost one
If
party
we
whip. I
all
need
start a
one.
party, we are a direct democracy suddenly.
Okay.
Isn't that how
So
it
do you
works?
know? Do you have any other like confirmed like they're gonna leave the UP and join your party or no?
That's classified for now, but you will see in the coming days. Or tonight even.
So
Okay.
no.
I wouldn't say that publicly.
Okay.
So
Okay.
no.
Anyway, I think, well, part of the reason for creating this party was not to to stray away too far from my current beliefs and policy. So the SRP also believes in war as the GCP and the IU does, for different reasons, to spread socialism globally and such. But I think we can agree on war and then solve the reasons for it afterwards. If you just want to knock some Songhaians down or make them see the red star more clearly on the sky. So,
Okay.
so anyway, I'm looking forward to cooperate with all parties. You can join the party server. It has been linked everywhere. Feel free to be a member, to be a diplomat. And if any of you, Angus, Brett, to have any questions, Twitch chat, anything, feel free to do it. I'm open to any question right now.
What's it called? Yeah, I mean, did I say it was going to be a communist party? I mean, socialist and communist is different things.
Yeah, that was, I denied it to you, but it was planned before that.
Yeah, you denied the fact that it was a communist party, but it was a communist party.
Well,
Technically not, but come on.
It's like 95% a communist party. All except the name.
it's 5% Progressive Union and 95% Communist.
Communism. It's a commie. Don't deny it. Don't deny it, mate. What's the name's command for?
How many new parties are we gonna get this week?
Okay.
Because we got Ken Lane coming in.
Well, Kenling Party has done nothing. It's been a color party for now. I know one guy might defect, but I'm not telling you his name. And no, it's not from the Iron Union.
And it isn't me.
So about that, Ken got 25-30 people on his server and he's still the only member.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
And that's because we love creeping on other people's party business. It's
Exactly.
fun.
or because it's Ken and
Hang
it's
out.
basically a meme party.
That's true.
But the SRP are just like 20% meme party. The rest is semi-serious and yeah. So basically creating the party for me is just creating a base before I'm out of the Democraciv for good, or for quite a while at least in the future. And if people like the idea, if they want to continue it, they're free to do so. But I don't see myself running the party for more than a month or a couple of weeks. If other people join, I will be more than happy to let them take over the show and finally break apart the status quo and get ourselves some revolutionary sentiment around here.
Let me guess, it's what you would have turned the IU into. Let's face it.
No, I wouldn't have turned them
Yeah.
into a revolutionary socialist party. How?
No, as in, not the communist part, that's RP. As in, like, your ideology. You would have molded the RU into your ideology.
I would have spreaded it and attempted to influence people towards it, but I wouldn't have forced it. I know that the Iron Union, the Blood and Iron, and Unity less so, but there are pro-war parties with autocratic tendencies, sort of.
Cough, cough, GCP, cough, cough.
Yeah, but not only that. When we had the polls made by the POG and whatever else, the Iron Union has been scoring very high in loyalty, anti-treason, disloyalty, and all that very autocratic, right-leaning tendencies. We are not explicitly the fascist party, but we get those kind of people leaning that way anyway, since we're closest in that direction. And I just wanted war for the sake of war, and I was never into the more autocratic things. And for the meta, I'm definitely not autocratic, quite the opposite. And this party explicitly support that view of a more democratic meta game, as well as a more democratic in-game. And democratic socialism instead of like pro-war authoritarian harmony to unite all the peoples of the world and all the Chinese and whatever else harmonious unity maybe was about. I still don't get it 100%, you know.
So the real question is, when are you actually going to leave the Iron Union so I can your roles?
I'm not leaving. There's nothing forbidding me from being a dual party member.
Okay.
Except the party. Pretty sure we can have an election or something and just kick him out. That's how parties work, right?
Yeah.
We can invalidate his registration or something.
Well, I was ready to... I'm not gonna kick you from the Discord, that's too much being a dick. But, secretary... Crap, now I need to figure out how Dino works. Because I need to make some... never mind. Yeah, no. True, there is no... two... party thing. Like, rules saying you can't be part of two parties. Wait a minute. Oh. Sign party rules which... Oh, wait. We have to officially recognize the fact that he left the party to kick him out. Okay, never mind. Never. Anyway. Good luck with your new party, RB.
Yeah, I hope we can continue to be a sort of semi-passive-aggressive friends and still get some things done while voting completely opposite of each other. But
Hey, it's gotta it improved, okay, mate? It improved. The RB retro spectrum has gone closer to the center, okay?
okay, let me confirm this once and for all. The SRP is a complete 100% pro-RB party, and the IU is the bastion now of the pro-retroists. Okay? There's no longer the pro-war peace axis. We need to get those pro-retroists out of the game once and for all. Or all hail the pro-RB-ists faction. Okay? This is now the new meta. Everyone follow it and pretend it's very logical and reasonable. It's definitely not made up and nonsensical. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's all pretend it's completely normal and fine.
Okay.
Okay, now where's the picture of the dog and everything burning? He says it's all fine. You know, the meme thing. I'm putting that up on screen, really.
Never ends well.
Yeah, it never does.
You just get into a dark hole and don't come out.
Crap. RV? Oh, wait. Minute. Auto roll. Question. How does auto roll work for Dino? Sorry if I have to ask this on stream.
No idea. Anyway, if you check the stream right now, that's basically Democraciv in a nutshell.
Okay. Thank you. Actually, I'm head off for now. Wait, I need to check the stream. Hang on, let me actually pull this up and mute the stream because I do not want. Wait, my mute. Okay. Yes. Just yes.
Yep.
Okay. Gotta jump off for now because people are texting me and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for
Good luck
coming.
with your party.
You too, Angus.
See
See you soon.
Bye.
And I think that's it. I streamed for 50 minutes and I don't know how many I actually tricked. Some went back and forth. Well, it's RB, maybe it's not RB, it's RB. Unfortunately, people were not that easy to trick and thought it was me all along. But for those that I tricked, it was worth it. It was fun and awesome. And Thanks for watching. Now, let's crack the status quo and make an actual interesting democracy out of Democraciv. Hail the motherland, here we go.